This computer terminal provides full access to the L-Car's computer net.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Hey everybody, welcome to the L-Cars ADV Subspace channel. Welcome aboard. Well, look what we got in the mail. FuelX. I got the light version, so let's put this in. See if this is like voodoo magic, placebo, or if it actually does something. All right, engage. Packaged pretty nicely. Got the unit right here. Looks like we got some coupling materials here, and a little bag with some zip ties and a keychain. And a little quick start guide. All right, let's get started. All right, you gotta obviously take off the seat, then you gotta pop off the left fairing, which is just this screw, and it comes off with some plunger type thing, whatever comes right off there. Just work it off, and then you gotta take off this piece right here on the side here, a couple Allen head bolts to reveal that. Probably gonna have to unplug your coil to get it out of the way here, and you're probably gonna have to cut this zip tie right there. You're basically trying to get to that green MolX plug back there. I may have to, mine is kind of wedged in there pretty good, so I may have to get on the other side of the bike and take the fairing off to get to it and kind of get the wires kind of loose so I can disconnect it. Yeah, I had to come on the right side of the bike to get to mine. It's kind of tight in there. I had to pull down on the red tab. You got to pull that out so you can disconnect it. It is kind of tight in there, so your mileage may vary. And here's your coupling that goes to your FuelX controller. One end obviously goes into the oxygen sensor end, and the other end goes into the ECU end, and then you're gonna have to fish your wires up to where you want to mount your FuelX controller. All right, we did get them connected. It is kind of a pain in the butt in there, really tight. So if you got big meat hands, you're probably gonna be having a bad time at it. It was a pain in the butt to get those connected. So I'm routing this cable. I had to pop the 3 bolts that hold the fuel tank onto the bike so I could pop the fuel tank up a little bit so I can route that through there. And we're gonna clean up our stuff, put some zip ties on it. Don't forget to connect the ground and continue zip tying and making your wires look nice. I stuck mine right there. Seems like a nice spot for it. So I'll probably put some double-sided sticky tape and just stick it to the back there. Okay, all installed. All in all, not too bad. Was kind of a pain in the butt reaching my fingers in there and trying to connect the MolXs, but all in all, not too bad. Let's see what she's got.
All right, let's talk about the FuelX Lite. I opted for the light version because I'm not really into adjusting maps on the fly all the time. So I guess the FuelX Lite automatically adjusts all the time, so sounded good to me. It was on sale for 150 bucks. So let's get this review started here. So my first initial impressions are, yeah, I like it. So what I would say that the improvements are that it makes the lower RPM range usable, or more usable, I should say. It definitely now the bike is fine stock, but before it would be like a little, not jumpy, but the power would probably kick in about maybe 5,500, 6,000 RPM. So now that power just seems kind of there from the get-go. Like it's smoother. I don't know how to describe it other than that it's just usable throughout the RPM range now, rather than getting to 55,000, 6,000 RPM and then it kick it in. So it's very it's a lot smoother. I think it would I think it added just a little more torque to it, like feel anyways. Like I feel like it's because you're able to make better use of that low RPM range, you can use more of the torque. I guess I would describe it as that. And I would say the throttle is just a cleaner throttle range now throughout all the RPM range. So yeah, that's what I think of it right off the bat. I'm not sure what it does to fuel economy, but I know that FuelX claims that because it's basically what it's doing is it's fooling the ECU with the O2 sensor reading, so it's kind of making it run a little richer. So they claim that it runs a little cooler, which would be nice, because you know the fan does come on a lot, you know, and that's because it's running lean. So yeah, the bike definitely runs a little richer now, and that is a problem throughout all modern 4-stroke engines, dirt bikes, anything, is they all come lean from the factory. So you know, you get flame outs and stalls. I haven't had any issues with stalling on this bike. I know some people have, and that probably comes from the lean condition. I think it did stall on me one time when I had it out for the second time. But yeah, so it richens it up a little bit, and it cleans up the throttle range, makes the RPM more usable from the get-go, which is nice, because that's what you want. You want to be able to use that down low RPM for especially off-road stuff, and it makes it so you can you know, not lug as much in the higher gears as well. So yeah, so would I recommend this? Yeah, definitely. I think it's worth 150 bucks. It's, you know, so I definitely think it's worth it. You know, I'm not too big on throwing tons of money at bikes, like, you know, because you know, if you have to add several $1,000s worth of stuff to your bike, you bought the wrong bike. But yeah, I would totally recommend the FuelX Lite. I'm very happy with it so far. I'll probably do a long-term review at some point. So the FuelX Lite gets an Elcar's ADV N-Gauge rating. Well, I hope you enjoyed this little first impressions video, and as always, live long and ride.